In Episode 2, while investigating a deep cavern beneath the property that had previously been inaccessible due to flooding and cave-ins, the team uncovered what looked like a deliberately sealed alcove. After days of careful excavation using hand tools to avoid damaging anything, Chad Ollinger revealed what may be the most important artifact in the ranch's history: a golden disc etched with unfamiliar glyphs. Upon examination by linguistic consultants, the symbols on the disc were found to bear no direct correlation to any known writing system. However, similarities were noted to both Mayan and Sumerian iconography. The glyphs appeared to represent star patterns, celestial alignments, and what looked eerily like an eclipse diagram. Vault itself was carved with incredible precision, leading experts to believe it was not a natural formation. Who built it? Why was it hidden so deep underground? And what else lies behind its walls too? The Radioactive Chamber. In Episode 4, a shocking turn of events occurred when the crew began to experience health anomalies after exploring a newly opened chamber under the mesa wall. Dizziness, nausea, and elevated heart rates were common. When geophysicist Eric Drummond brought in a radiation detector, the results were staggering: high levels of gamma radiation, far above what would be expected in any natural setting. After temporarily evacuating the chamber, further analysis revealed uranium traces embedded in the walls. But here's the strange part: the radiation levels were pulsing, rising and falling in intervals, almost as if the radiation source was being manipulated or shielded intermittently. This raised several theories. Could this chamber be part of a Cold War-era stash? Or, more unsettling, could it be tied to ancient technologies that harnessed radioactive elements, technologies lost to Time 3? The iron crosses and the hidden cheekbone of the season's most visually stunning moments came in Episode 6, when drone LiDAR mapping revealed a perfectly symmetrical rectangle under a forested area near the northern ridge. After excavation began, the team unearthed a subterranean room lined with blackened wooden beams and iron crosses nailed into the walls. The space resembled a chapel, or at least a place of ritual. The discovery included a crudely carved altar and bone fragments, later identified as non-human primate remains. Was this a Spanish missionary outpost? A hideaway for religious cults? Or something even darker? Melissa Elston, a visiting anthropologist, noted that the arrangement of the bones and symbols suggested a non-Christian ritual origin. A chilling detail: the only light source came from a narrow shaft drilled through 50 feet of earth above, allowing a single beam of sunlight to strike the altar precisely at noon on the summer solstice vow. Underwater Cave Network expansion. In Season 3, the team found an underwater cave that seemed to run beneath much of the ranch. But Season 4 expanded this discovery exponentially. Using many sub-drones equipped with sonar mapping, the team identified a sprawling network of submerged tunnels connecting multiple chambers that had never before been accessed. Own chamber was filled with silt-covered artifacts, ceramic jars, hand-forged tools, and what looked like an obsidian knife, unlike anything found in the region. Several items appeared to date back to pre-Columbian times, but the style didn't match known indigenous cultures in the Uinta Basin. More curious, the sonar images picked up unusual geometric shapes embedded in the walls of a large chamber at the network center, possible signs of construction or design. 5. The Voice in the Rock phenomenon. In a mind-bending episode, Episode 8, a parabolic microphone experiment conducted by electronics expert Ryan Skinner picked up repeating pulses and audio signatures from within a granite wall near the southern cliff face. At first, the sounds were dismissed as echo anomalies, but when the audio was filtered, a pattern emerged. Every 17 minutes, A low-frequency hum reverberated for exactly 9 seconds, almost like a coded message. The audio pulses became louder the deeper the team drilled. Eventually, the crew nicknamed the anomaly the voice in the rock. Audio engineers speculated that it might be the result of electromagnetic interference or natural seismic movements, but the timing was too precise. Theorists quickly jumped on the idea that it could be residual energy from an ancient machine, possibly one buried deep beneath the ranch, still operating after Century 6. Gold-laced slag and the Aztec theory in the penultimate episode. While sifting through debris from a collapsed shaft, the team discovered what appeared to be metallic slag, waste from a smelting process. Testing revealed traces of gold, silver, and an unexpected concentration of lead. This reignited speculation that the Blind Frog Ranch was once part of a hidden Aztec mining operation. Legends have long told of gold being brought northward from Mesoamerica by the fleeing Aztec elite. The quality of the slag indicated advanced metallurgy, perhaps even post-Columbian European influence, raising more questions than answers. Was the ranch part of a secret smelting operation? And if so, where did all the refined gold go, Sivan? The disappearing drone incident in one of the most dramatic sequences of the season final. The team launched a high-end drone into a newly discovered vertical shaft that descended over 200 feet straight down. Roughly halfway through the flight, the drone's feed began to glitch. Then, it vanished entirely, no signal, no recovery. Hours later, the same drone was found upright and intact, resting on a ledge outside the main camp, its batteries drained, but the footage still inside. When recovered, the last images captured were disturbing. A split-second frame of what appeared to be glowing blue lines, floating mid-air in a pitch-black void. Theories ranged from electromagnetic disruption to time displacement. Some fans even speculated on portal technology or interdimensional phenomena. While the team stayed grounded in their analysis, it was a chilling reminder that Blind Frog Ranch plays by its own rules. Conclusion. Season 4 breaks new ground. Literally and figuratively, Season 4 of Mystery at Blind Frog Ranch elevated the show from curious treasure hunt to full-on legend-chasing thrill ride. With each discovery, be it archaeological, environmental, or downright supernatural, the team chips away at the ranch's secrets, but the full truth remains elusive. The most fascinating element of the show isn't just the discoveries themselves, but the interconnected web of mysteries. The presence of ancient artifacts, unexplained energy pulses, radiation, underground structures, and potential Aztec links suggest that Blind Frog Ranch is more than a fluke. It may sit atop one of the greatest undiscovered historical troves in North America. Arguably, the most talked-about moment of Season 4 came early, in Episode 2, when the team finally cracked open a long-sealed cavern beneath the mesa. Using ground-penetrating radar and a custom drilling rig, Duane and Chad broke through a strange layer of volcanic rock to expose a tunnel that shimmered strangely in the camera lights. What they found was astounding. Flecks of what appeared to be pure gold embedded in the walls, not in veins or deposits, but lining the surface of the chamber as if intentionally applied. Metallurgists later confirmed that the particles were consistent with ancient smelting practices, but couldn't explain how such a smooth coating had formed in a sealed underground environment. Speculated it was ceremonial. Others thought it was a clue to a hidden stash of Aztec gold, long rumored to be buried somewhere on the ranch. Either way, this find rekindled speculation that Blind Frog Ranch was once a sacred or strategic site for an ancient civilization too. The breathing cave that defied science in Episode 4, viewers were introduced to what the team began calling the breathing cave. Discovered during a drone survey, this narrow crevice in the eastern ridge emitted pulses of wind, as if the Earth itself was inhaling and exhaling. Thermal imaging showed dramatic temperature changes every 60 minutes, correlating with pressure fluctuations deep underground. Theories ranged from volcanic vents to man-made ventilation systems linked to a hidden complex. But when Chad Olinger crawled inside with a CO2 monitor and nearly passed out from a sudden shift in air composition, the danger became all too real. Subsequent analysis showed spikes in radon gas and unusual electromagnetic readings, suggesting a deep connection to a geothermal anomaly, or possibly something artificial. Was this a natural wonder, or a backdoor to a hidden Chamber 3? The ancient artifact with Mayan glyphs midway through the season, a seismic survey revealed a small metal box wedged in a sandstone crevice. Retrieving it was an ordeal, involving underwater divers and days of erosion clearing. But what they uncovered sent chills through the entire team. Inside was an ornate copper tablet etched with symbols that stumped local archaeologists, until a visiting scholar identified several glyphs as Mayan. The presence of such an artifact in Utah turned conventional history on its head. How did something associated with Mesoamerican cultures end up thousands of miles away, buried in a box beneath the Utah wilderness? Theories exploded online, from trade routes and sacred pilgrimages to ancient teleportation tech and even alien involvement. The only thing certain was that the ranch had just become even more mysterious.